welcome back to Weatherman Nick on YouTube here. This evening we're going to be talking about our next several days of severe weather that's going to be continuing for most of the United States, as well as going to be talking about the new landfall that we're going to be dealing with here. That's going to be for the North Carolinas and South Carolina and in the Virginia areas. But first, we're going to take a look at our just what's going on here, live radar. We currently have one storm over here in Wyoming that is slightly rotating, and by the time this video gets out, it'll probably start to weaken a little bit, maybe warned as a slight or as a tornado warning if it continues with its trend. But it's mainly a hail type of storm, meaning there is falling hail with the storm. We do have a flash flood warnings out in a few other places here in Cedar Rapids. Moving on over here to the Virginia area, we are going to continue to monitor landfall over here with her tropical storm. The tropical storm here, I can't remember the name unfortunately, but here is the landfall as it happens. And it's going to be causing flooding, rain, spin up tornadoes still in these outer bands here, if we can get enough convective energy. But you can expect 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and flooding and some possible spin up tornadoes with this tropical storm. And we're just going to continue to monitor this. Going ahead and taking a look at our give me 1 second. Alright, so we're going to continue to go ahead and take a look at our slight risk here in the Wyoming, Nebraska, and South Dakota areas here, and as well as the Virginias and South Carolina, North Carolina area here, mostly North Carolina. These areas are included in a slight risk over here thanks to the tropical storm that's moving through. Again, it's just mainly a tornado threat, as you see here, 5% risk. But as we are moving later on to the night, it's starting to kind of wane down, and we do not have any tornado warnings or any other warnings issued at this time. And same over here, we only have that one severe thunderstorm warning in Wyoming, and that is just mainly thanks to just a small hail storm over here, but it is slightly rotating, so we're going to continue to monitor that. Moving on to tomorrow's outlook, we actually have a bigger risk for tomorrow. This one's a little bit concerning for me. We could be dealing with spin-up tornadoes. I'm more concerned about the wind and hail risk more than any of the tornado risk here. We do have a 5% tornado risk where the low pressure system will be located, as well as we still have a marginal risk over here for that tropical storm that's going to continue to move through. But that 5% risk is located in the South Dakota region, Minnesota, Iowa area. If you are in these areas, you do need to be watching for some possible spin-up tornadoes tomorrow. And that's mainly because of the low pressure system as it rotates. Around the area, we could be dealing with spin-up tornadoes. But not just here, but all through from South Dakota and Minnesota all the way down to Oklahoma. But we could be dealing with some heavy winds over here where the enhanced risk is located, including Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma here. The cities that could be impacted will be Tulsa and just Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma is the only city that will be, or major city that will be impacted by this wind risk here. We got a 30% wind risk with this line of storms, and I'll show you on GFS what it's going to look like for you guys. We got a 15% SIG risk for hail. That's going to be a bit of a main concern as well for large hail in and around these areas where we could be dealing with those type of areas. Moving on to our GFS here, we're going to go ahead and play it and just slow down the speed a little bit. But watching the GFS here, you can see the line of storms move through the Iowan areas of Minnesota and Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma, and starting to move through Illinois, and Wisconsin, Missouri still, and Arkansas. We could be dealing with just straight line wind, damaging winds from these storms and large hail. Unfortunately, I do not have a closer look at what it's going to look like, but as it will start to dissipate as we lose daylight, excuse me. But we're still going to be dealing with that severe weather risk over here towards Oklahoma, and that's where we could be dealing with some wind risk for the Oklahoma and Arkansas area. And that's all we really got for next couple of days tomorrow, or a couple of hours tomorrow. We'll be dealing with this system as it just builds up and completely explodes into a decently well-built storm moving down towards the Oklahoman areas here, where we could actually see a little bit closer. You can see this is where our wind risk is coming from this little bit here. We're going to have a large hail event and wind event here that we could be dealing with in the next several days, and that will move through and weaken as it starts moving into Louisiana and Mississippi. We could have another little small system here develop around Monday and move into the Mississippi Valley and Tennessee Valley areas here and cause some issues with that, but nothing too big. It's just going to be something small we're going to continue to watch for. And for the rest of this few months, it's going to be busy, severe weather. We got a day 3 outlook for a slight risk down here towards the Texas and Oklahoma areas, and a marginal risk locating Oklahoma and Texas and Arkansas and Louisiana. But thank you guys for watching. I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll go ahead and let you know if I'll go live. You can follow me on Twitter at WeathermanNick1, and I will let you guys know if I will go live tomorrow. That is a good possibility if I'm not busy. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy your